This is the DNG Loan Officer Realtor Motivational Business Mindset Podcast.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to, what is this, Deanna?
DNG Podcast.
Yes, this is the DNG Podcast. This is technically our first episode of having a podcast, right? We made episodes to see if it was like very much a pilot run. So this is the first pilot episode where there's an actual podcast that exists. So we've come a long way, haven't we, Deanna?
Yeah, well, we started just, it was just a game at the beginning, but I feel since this week, it started getting serious in a way.
Right. It's like we we know what we're doing more than we did. I don't know. That didn't come out right.
Yeah, well, it's a different feeling. It's just, when Garrick asked me, do you want to do a podcast with me? I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Because I thought that it was just a game, as I mentioned. But then we actually have it on Spotify, and that's impressive. Like, I don't know how he did that. Like, until now, I still don't know.
Well, pretty soon you'll be posting them. So exciting
Oh,
news
no.
for everybody.
Oh, no.
We do have a live podcast, and this is our first show, and we have a super cool topic we want to dive into here. So the question, Deanna, we're asking people and ourselves, right? And we do try to do like a motivational podcast here for realtors, loan officers, people in the industry and beyond, business owners, and our beloved past clients, everybody in the world, friends and family. Anyway, have you spent so long trying to perfect something that you never actually launched it? Is how we want to open this one today. And have you ever done this, Deanna?
Ooh, plenty of times. I mean, who who doesn't? I think it's something normal that we as human beings we want to do so many things, but we have so many thoughts, but at the end they are just thoughts. Let's say, oh, I always wanted to learn, French, German, learning another languages, but then I didn't even try. I never took classes or whatever. It's just an example, but that happens with so many stuff. Like, oh, I would like to practice yoga or something as simple as that. Or I want to learn to cook, but you never do. So those are the things. And also happens a lot in business, obviously. Like this, like you said, like, oh, I want to have a podcast, but then you did it. It was not just a thought.
Right. Yoga is a good example because a lot of people, right? I could go on YouTube right now in my jeans and do yoga, right? From a yoga master. But I might say, oh, but first I need a yoga mat and I need to get some cute little short yoga short shorts or whatever you wear. And, like my little yoga tank and my headband, right? And I need to then like learn stretching poses and buy some yoga books and read those, right? Where instead you could just go straight to YouTube and start yoga. So that's like exercise is a very common one, right? Where I need my running shoes before I run. And, obviously you want good equipment, but yeah, you can let things get in your way of taking action, we can say. And this concept comes from Dan Sullivan, who's an author. There's a couple books I've read, Who Not How, The Gap and the Gain. He has some really cool stuff where he kind of like looks at business, like he flips the coin of a lot of different ways people look at things and kind of makes you look at things differently. Where here, instead of perfecting your aim before taking action, you take action and then refine as you go. And so the official name of this show, do you want to read it off for us, Deanna, here?
Yeah, this is the DNG Loan Officer Realtor Motivational Business Mindset Podcast. Oh my God, that's such a long name. I don't even know this myself, for the
Yeah.
record.
She had no creative control over the name. I did want, a very long name. And then,
or over anything.
It's very searchable though. If you're looking for motivational business, realtor motivation, loan officer mindset, right? We've got it all covered. So hopefully we become searchable. Um, and let them know what to do here.
To like and subscribe.
Yes. Thank you. This is brought to you by Fresh Home Loan, independent mortgage brokers that work for the people. If you guys have questions about financing, you can contact Deanna or myself. We are here to help you. And we have music is provided by the most underground record label in the East Bay area, Fresh Cut Wax, home of Renegades Worldwide, Global Hip Hop Collaborative. That's who does all our beats. So check them out. And I want to say props to Steve Kiles, who introduced this concept to us here. And again, we'll kind of dive right in now. If you wait until you're ready, you've waited too long. As you know, it's like a very, very famous ready, aim, fire, right? That's when like soldiers, I think of like the Revolutionary War in America, right? We have the British and the Americans, and they're all standing in a line with their rifles, ready, aim, fire. Don't fire till you see the whites of their eyes. But a ready, aim, I see the whites of their eyes, then I fire. Get prepared, get perfect, then act. And I just use that image because that's what I think of when I hear ready, aim, fire. But the entrepreneurial way is ready, fire, aim, which here we want to get a direction, take fast action, see what we did, right? Analyze, assess, and then refine and adjust based on real results. And so the supporting concepts here are get it done 80%. And I really agree with this. Like do 80% really, really good. And if there's 20% that could be better, like with my blog posts and things, I'm just kind of like, get it out. I know it's not perfect. I tend to get things out faster than perfect. But you don't want to be too unperfect either, I'll say. Who Not How. This is super important as well. That's a book Dan Sullivan has out there. And again, Deanna, this is kind of like you and I, right? You're my who when it comes to how am I going to get this content out? How am I going to get my files to processing? How am I going to speak Spanish? You're my who.
Sorry, I had to laugh. But
Go ahead, say it.
you at least you're trying. That's the most
Right.
important part.
What I
You're doing your 80% then.
and I'm definitely failing forward on my Spanish, especially sometimes. But I think it's very important. Uh, like as a father, as a parent in general, parent, mother, father, like it's important to like teach our kids to fail forward. Kids and people in general fear failure and looking stupid and being embarrassed and things like that. And it's really easy to get stuck in that trap. And it like if you make a decision to really get out of it, I kind of think once you make a decision and you are decisive about that decision, it's easy to get out of that trap and you do fail forward. I make mistakes all the time and I learn from them, and I really try not to make the same mistakes twice. But I know you don't learn from being perfect. You learn from failing, right, Deanna?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I mean that's the same for everybody. We all we all want to be perfect, but perfection it's unreachable. I mean, we all need to fail to keep learning and to keep um, having more experience. And with this experience, like your life will be more fulfilled in a way.
Now let's talk about our experience here and how we are living and breathing as you listen to this. And thank you again for listening. Uh, the D&G Loan Officer Realtor Motivational Mindset Podcast is a perfect example of Ready, Fire, Aim. And that's why it's our first actual real episode now that we know we actually have a podcast. Um, So we kind of made a show, right? We did the 8 motivational things was the first thing we did, and I created this logo. Deanna did not approve of this logo. Deanna did
I
not.
still don't. I still don't approve.
She did not approve of the name. She didn't even know the name. I just knew I wanted to have a name like this. Like this for a couple years since I've been toying around with a podcast. I wanted to have some sort of name like this, just to have the tackiest logo and the worst name in like mortgage and real estate podcasting was kind of my goal. I wanted to like, yeah, my goal might have been a little different than other people. And then, you'll notice I'm not posting the thumbnails here, but let's talk about them, Deanna. What do you want to say to the world about what Garrett did? What did I do?
Yeah, well, he said like, oh, for example, when we recorded this first video, the 8 motivators, it was just for us. He said like, hey Diana, like I want to do something for you, you and I, just to like to have this like business mindset and everything, just like before every shift I have to like once a week or something. That was only for us at the beginning. That's why it was not supposed to be a podcast. We were just recording each other for fun.
It
And
was
then he was
actually,
like,
yeah, it was sorry to interrupt, but I wanted to be your mentor and I wanted you to be my protege, right? It's how actually that did all begin. Which I still say that's happening as we speak. But
yeah, well, that's how it started. Like he was just like, "Oh, I want to be your mentor. Like let's have these little, you know, recordings every now and then." And then he was like, "Okay, what do you think if I post it on YouTube?" And I was like, "I don't care. Do whatever you want." And then he started posting it with this, and he created this very silly and ugly thumbnails that I look disgusting. That's not what I look like. I swear, guys. It really pissed me off because first of all, my eyes look green. I don't have green eyes. Then my teeth look different. Look, like the shape and everything. I just don't like them. And he was like, "Okay, I know. Like, okay, if you don't like them, that's all right. I'm just gonna do it for this first pilot episode, and then I'm not gonna use it anymore." And then what he did, he posted it everywhere. Like if he knows someone is like, "Oh, Diana and me have a podcast," and then he sent this thumbnail all over social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, now Spotify.
now it's on
So
Spotify.
I don't know what to do.
Now, you guys, if you want to see the thumbnails, you can go back and check them out on the first 4 episodes. But so my thing, it was nothing about Deanna. I just did a cut of a Zoom thing and a cut of me, and my photo's like way uglier. I have like a patch of hair above my lip that I don't have. Um, I don't know why this guy designs them like that, but I just looked at it and I thought I would click on it, and so I went with it.
I just let him do whatever he wants because at the very end, this is his project, not mine. I'm just here as, I'm shotgunning here,
Yes,
just
but without
supporting him
you.
and whatever he wants to do, as long as I look pretty. That's the only thing that I said to him.
So moving forward, Deanna's in charge of the thumbnails. No more. Yeah, you're 100% in charge of thumbnails. So we'll see what happens. Now, getting back to the show, that's our example of ready, fire, aim, and our thumbnail conversation, which has been the hot topic around here for a couple weeks now.
You said you were gonna say it just for one day. Now it's been like 3 weeks.
Now I got to find something else. So why back to ready, fire, aim? Progress, not perfection. So as we just discussed in our world, we definitely went for progress, not perfection. One thing I say a lot in those I notice is and and I feel like you need a bigger presence, which we're doing here. My personal complaints on what we did in the past. Next, real feedback only happens in motion. You don't get clarity sitting still. You get clarity by doing, failing, learning, and iterating. And that's definitely true with a podcast, right? I mean, we probably need to do like in 50, we'll probably have something really solid here. I mean, not that this isn't solid, but like it takes time to really get our juices flowing and get in the flow and, you know, start freestyle rapping better. And speed creates confidence. I find not speed so much as action creates confidence. There's things like people want motivation. Oh, I'm not motivated. I'm not motivated. And this was me in a long time. And it's like you need motivational. I listen to a ton of motivational podcasts and different things. But action really starts when you take action. And a perfect example of this, Diana, is Monday mornings when we're doing call stars, right? And we have to call so I'm supposed to call it 160 realtors on Monday in my perfect world. And that's just how we get business. The fact of the matter is 36%, I want to say loosely, buyers get their loan from the real estate agent that recommended their lender. So a word of mouth referral, 1/3 gets that. So we're heavy on real estate agent referrals and servicing the real estate community. But those mornings, do you think I want to call agents? Do you want to call anyone on a Monday morning, Diana?
Of course not.
But after
But
like the
I
first,
have to.
but after the first conversation, it's cool, right? Then it's like, hey, that was cool. Like, it's I don't know. That's how I feel about it.
No, yeah, I feel the same. After 150 calls, then it's just 11 in the morning, and I already, like, I was really productive. I have this sense of accomplishment, and
Right.
that's how I start my week, with the right food.
We can flex, right? We can look in the mirror and flex with confidence. And motivation, yeah, it's like once you start doing things, I feel like that's when you're motivated. You can listen to all the Tony Robbins classes in the world and not get motivated, who is like a very famous person who does motivation and many things beyond that, if you don't know. And action is the filter for ideas. Not every idea needs deep analysis, just execution. When you fire first, you find out fast which ideas stick and which fall flat. And so here is the all of them put together. Procrastination is perfection is procrastination in disguise. Real feedback happens in motion. Speed creates confidence, and action is the filter for ideas. I think this is a super cool concept myself. And so here, Ready, Fire, Aim, excuse me, launches early and iterates. You learn from doing. You accept mistakes as data. You progress over polish, and you build momentum. Whereas perfectionism is you wait until everything is just right, which could never be which could never which will never actually take place. Disneyland will never be perfect or complete. Stuck in overthinking, fears, mistakes, and judgment, polish over progress, and this causes you to stall and stagnate. Whereas what we want is massive action to implement. That's the word I was looking for. You want implementation. For entrepreneurs, business owners, loan officers, realtors, you guys, we are all, Diana, you are, as you know, you're an entrepreneur, you're a business owner. Um, it's important to, create the action first, is what we're saying here. And here we have some applications we've gone into already, like the podcast. Uh, we started without a perfect mic setup or format. MVPs, most viable products in tech, entrepreneurship, content creation, marketing, all these different things are things you need to, implement. And really, what
Yeah,
I
that
think. Okay.
I sorry to interrupt you. It's just the way that we have been doing so far. Like, we are, trying different things, making some posts on social media, and then, like, oh, like, these posts get more attention. So we start modifying and just getting everything more more set up, in a way to say. Like it's being like we get feedback from people that watches us, and then we try to make it perfect.
Right. And at least better, if not perfect.
Yeah.
And we went into this, but again, the 80% approach, who, not how, super important. Falling forward, failing forward, it, failing forward, falling forward, same thing. But mistakes are accepted and encouraged and learned as part of growth. And our final takeaway, Deanna, is Dan Sullivan teaches you don't need to have it all figured out to begin. In fact, the only way to figure it out is just to begin. Action is the cure for uncertainty. And if you want to wait until you're ready, you've waited too long. Now, Deanna, are you ready to ready, fire, aim? For the record, why I
Oh
have
my
all these
god.
pictures, these ridiculous pictures of me in the studio, is at the beginning of 2024 for my music stuff and for business, I had a studio shoot where I did both 5-1 Hero and Garrick Wordmuller Fresh Home Loan. Um, so it's not like I have there's a reason I have all these pictures. It was more for the music and stuff than just like my narcissistic tendencies, right? Of
Yeah, well,
just to clarify here.
it's just you're so humble that really you are.
All right,
Yeah, like
everybody.
I always wonder like where all these pictures come from. I was wondering, but I didn't dare to ask you. I thought that it was inappropriate.
No, it's very suspicious. You're like, why does this guy have so many pictures of himself that are in a studio? But that is why I had like several for the music side, and I thought I was going to really blow up in 2024, and I did not. I mean, I did better, but hey. Anyway, that's
Yeah.
why they're there. And then a summer for business too, and personal and whatever. So, but yeah, there was a purpose. It wasn't just out of vain. So I did want to clarify that for you and the rest of the world.
Yeah, okay. Well, first of all, at the end, I would like to thank you for this episode. It was really cool. And as a conclusion, I would like to say that you are the ready, fire, aim, and I think I'm the totally other one because I believe that I overthink things too much. So we are kind of when you did this versus this, I was basically thinking about you and me.
We are a good yin and yang to each other. If you know what I mean. Like we
Yeah,
balance.
yeah,
So thanks
yeah.
for watching, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and peace out.
Boom.
Yeah, fresh home loan Inc. You want mortgage rates without breaking your bank? Well, I got what you need. I'll keep it 100. The very best lender. We sell money, yeah. There's really no equal. Independent mortgage brokers that work for the people. I know that the pandemic's brought many problems. What we offer is